Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're taking Don Miguel Ruiz's Toltec wisdom and transforming it into a highly practical modern toolkit for your everyday mental well-being. So, if you've ever felt stuck in an endless cycle of self-doubt, workplace drama, or just exhausting perfectionism, well, you are in the exact right place. We aren't treating this as some lofty spiritual text today. No, we're breaking it down into actionable, cognitive behavioral steps that you can literally apply right now.
Okay, let's dive right in with a pretty heavy question. Why do we create our own unnecessary suffering? Like, is it actually possible that your own unconscious beliefs and your daily mental habits are secretly the root cause of your stress? The short answer? Yes it is. But to fix it, we really have to understand where those habits even came from in the first place.
So, to understand our suffering, we have to look at what psychologists like Carl Rogers called domestication. Basically, this is the process of how society, family, and culture totally shape us. Think about it. When we're kids, we don't argue with what we're taught, right? We just soak it up. We internalize these artificial rules and what Rogers called conditions of worth, these standards that we feel we absolutely must follow just to get love and avoid criticism, and we do it without ever questioning them.
Over time, these implanted rules start to act as a restrictive life script. We literally construct our whole reality around beliefs that might be entirely arbitrary or, honestly, downright false. But here's the good news. By becoming a warrior against these false ideas, we can actually break free. We can replace those limiting beliefs with way healthier cognitive habits and take our power back. And we do this by adopting 4 universal cognitive tools.
Section 1. Breaking your social conditioning.
Section 2. The power of your words.
The first agreement, being impeccable with your word, is truly foundational to all the others. To really highlight the stakes here, consider this ancient Hawaiian proverb. In speech is life, in speech is death. Wow. That perfectly illustrates Ruiz's core point that our words have the ultimate power. They aren't just sounds vibrating in the air. They are exactly how we manifest our intent. With our words, we can literally create a living nightmare for ourselves and others, or we can create a beautiful reality.
Think about the huge contrast here. Are you using your words to spread self-doubt? Are you walking around saying things to yourself like, I'm incapable? Or maybe contributing to toxic workplace gossip? Because that's using words as harm. To be impeccable with your word means flipping that script. It means using your words for healing, focusing on truth, positive communication, and empathy. It's about really screening your own self-talk and just firing all that negativity.
Section 3. Disarming the opinions of others. This brings us to how we protect ourselves in what can sometimes be a chaotic world. Don't take anything personally. When we stop and examine the action versus the interpretation, things become really clear. Let's say a coworker snaps at you, or an ex-partner lashes out in anger. Our immediate instinct is almost always, oh no, what did I do wrong? But when you don't take it personally, you realize their bad behavior is entirely a reflection of their own unique subjective reality. They're just projecting their own pain and stress onto you. It feels deeply personal in the moment for sure, but structurally, it really isn't about you at all.
Because if we assume everything is about us, we willingly ingest what the book calls the emotional poison of others. We literally make ourselves the victim of needless suffering. By realizing that everyone lives in their own completely separate mental world, you build an absolute immunity to the opinions of others. It's a real game changer.
Section 4. The danger of making assumptions.
Avoiding that emotional poison leads us straight into our third agreement, which targets the danger of assumptions. Cognitive therapist Aaron Beck called this mind reading. You know the drill. We try to guess what others are thinking, we treat our wild guesses as absolute facts, and suddenly, boom, we're creating massive drama out of thin air. Imagine a team member is late and you instantly assume they're slacking off, so you act defensively before you even have the facts. It's a highly dangerous distortion that fuels a toxic cycle of misunderstandings, both at work and at home.
So instead of jumping to conclusions, we need to picture ourselves as a swimmer poised at the edge of a pool. Before you dive in, you have to pause. You have to observe the environment objectively. Don't let your mind just race miles ahead of reality.
Okay, so how do we actually stop mind reading? It boils down to 3 simple steps. First, just pause. Resist that urge to assume. Second, find the courage to actually ask questions and get the facts. And third, communicate your needs clearly. If you just ask what's going on instead of guessing their motives, you deploy the ultimate antidote to mind reading. It instantly disarms workplace conflict and fosters real, genuine empathy.
Section 5. Doing your best, not perfection.
Our final agreement is aimed directly at ending our totally exhausting pursuit of perfection. Always do your best. See, society sells us this impossible image of perfection that honestly only leads to suffering, burnout, and really harsh self-judgment. But consistently doing your best, that is fluid. There is a stark difference here. Your best naturally shifts depending on whether you're highly energized today or maybe you're stressed or sick. Pushing yourself way beyond your actual capacity, that causes pain. But doing less than your best, that causes regret.
By accepting that our best is going to vary from moment to moment, we completely eliminate the grounds for self-abuse. We can finally fire our internal judge and send that cruel inner critic on a permanent vacation. You did your absolute best for the conditions you are in today. And you know what? That is enough.
Section 6. Applying the agreements every day.
Learning these agreements is one thing, but practicing them in the real world is entirely different. Now, here is a very common critique of this book. If you spend any time on forums like Reddit, you'll see people asking, does not taking things personally just mean you avoid accountability? Like, is this all just a convenient excuse to run your mouth, act terribly, and then tell people it's their problem if they get upset?
Well, the answer lies in the fact that these agreements are a package deal. The first agreement is essentially your safety net. Think about it. You cannot be toxic to others if you are actively practicing the very first rule, which is being impeccable and truthful with your words. You are holding yourself fully accountable to speaking with integrity and love, which completely prevents you from hurting others in the first place. Make sense?
So consider this your daily toolkit for mental well-being. Screen your self-talk for irrational chatter. Celebrate diverse viewpoints because remember, everyone has a totally different reality. Ask questions instead of assuming the absolute worst. And aim for balance over perfection to avoid that dreaded burnout. Keep this toolkit handy and you're going to navigate late coworkers, angry ex-partners, and just the general everyday exhaustion of modern life with total confidence.
As Don Miguel Ruiz Sr. points out, as we grow, we also unlock a really crucial meta skill, skepticism. We have to realize that the people who domesticated us might have literally just been passing down their own illusions. Skepticism is a wildly powerful instrument of awareness. We have to learn to listen, yes, but we also have to stop blindly believing the limiting stories we've inherited. I'll leave you with this provocative thought to carry with you. If you change your internal agreements today, how will your external reality transform tomorrow? Seriously, think about it. Your external world, all the drama, the stress, the complicated relationships, it will all only change when you finally decide to rewrite the internal scripts you've been agreeing to your entire life. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I challenge you to be impeccable with your word today. Catch you next time.